everybody hates on millennials, but maybe we just realized something that every other generation didn't.
Oh, that's a really great video. And you should 110% go back and watch it. But I will say that a lot of the reasons millennials aren't magical creatures that we figured out something everyone else hadn't. It actually had more to do with we had to. The system that we were trained from a very young age to participate in, all this type of thing, was non functional by the time most of us went to go participate in it. Work hard, stay in school, don't have sex, don't get pregnant, don't do drugs, and you'll have a good and successful life. For a lot of people, that wasn't true the moment they went to go collect on it. All of a sudden, whole degrees became worthless overnight. All of a sudden, there were no entry level jobs. And so I have a new book coming out called America's Lost Generation, where I compare what's happened to millennials to what happened to young people in Japan in 1991 following a real estate housing crisis. Sound familiar? And it's out soon. And pre-orders are available now at CameronJournal.com. But I want to jump on this because millennials are not magical. They had to figure out how to exist in a new system and try to make the system work for them. The system doesn't really work for millennials unless even highly successful people. I mean, if you're very successful, like in finance or tech, the last 15 years have been fine for you. If you're working in literally any other field except for those, it's really sucked. I interviewed probably 25 people for the book from r/lost generation on Reddit. And the story that always sticks out to me the most is the one with the couple who's like, yeah, we're clearing six figures a year. We own a home. We got the American dream. And they said, we're tired, we're exhausted, and we both know that if one of us has a health issue or a health crisis, we're going to lose everything because their situation is so precarious. And um that's unique, you know. Many millennials have it so bad the home rate of Gen Z home ownership is already higher, and their salaries are higher because that's what you get for not graduating into the worst recession since the Great Depression. Um, Not that Gen Z doesn't have its own issues and its own relationship with our modern economy, but yeah, it comes from millennials really having to figure it out, really having to find a way to exist in a system that is still hostile to them, even though the median age is now well into the 30s and people are parents of children and figuring out how to pay for daycare and advance their career and all this type of thing. They're working within a system that's still fundamentally hostile to them. And that is a uniqueness, I would say, in American history to be, the median age, the median voter, um, and at a time when all of society really should be catering to you and your needs, and to still be stuck in a system ran by your parents and in some cases your grandparents that continues to not work for you and then criticizes you for not being successful while working in a system that doesn't work for you, and then you continue to be unsuccessful in a system that doesn't work for you. um that's why millennials are, have really kind of, yeah, no, we're not going to buy napkins and all these different weird things. Everyone's kind of like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? It's like they're trying to exist in a system that's not built by them or for their thriving. And the sooner people kind of get hip to that jig about millennials, the more the logic and everything starts to make a lot of sense.